This video is a review over exponents. Right here you see we've got 2 to the 0 power and 4 to the 0 power. If you put that in the calculator right now and press enter, you'll find out that anything to the 0 power is 1. Now the only exception is if you put 0 to the 0 power, it will say error. Okay? That's because you can't take 0 and make it into a number like 1. Okay, so any other thing that's to the 0 power, the answer is 1. So down here, even when we have variables, x to the 0 power, that equals 1. Y to the 0 power, that is 1. Next, we have numbers, like for example here, 4 to the first power. Well, we can rewrite that and it's the same as just the number 4. 5 can be rewritten as 5 to the first power. We just don't write the 1. Okay, we just write it with the basic number and we don't have the 1 as the exponent. So right here we have x to the first power. That's the same as just saying x. Y is the same as y to the first power. And r to the first power. So anytime there's not a number written up there, it's always a 1. Now these, we're going to rewrite the following using positive exponents. See, this says x to the negative 7 times y. That can also be written, you leave y alone, it's still in the correct spot, but the x, we'll put it in the denominator and we'll put it with a positive exponent. See, because all of this is actually over 1. To move and make the exponent positive, you move it from the numerator to the denominator. Or if it's in the denominator, we can move it back up to the numerator. So this next one, if I wanted to rewrite that, I could, because this is all really over 1, I could write it as 2 x to the negative 3. If I wanted it to be positive, I'd put x to the third power. Y to the negative 1, I can write y to the first power or just y. Z to the fourth, that's positive, so let's just leave it alone. So you could write it like this, or without that 1 on the y. 2z to the 4 all over x to the 3 y. Okay, so let's try these. Right here, to review our exponent rules, you can pause the video, try and answer these. We haven't really talked about them yet, but see if you remember the rules and find the answer. Okay, right here. When you're dividing, with the same bases, actually these are not the same bases, so there's nothing I can do with these two. All I can do is rewrite this to make them positive exponents. I want to make this one right here, I'm going to make t to the negative 6. I'm going to make it positive, so I'm going to move it up here, t to the 6th. I'll stay down here in the denominator. I'll leave the v alone. Let's go back to the numerator. R to the negative 3. Move it down here, r to the third. S squared would stay up there because now it's all positive. Both of those are equivalent. So now, right here, if I want to rewrite this so I only have positive exponents, the r stays up here. S squared stays up there. The v stays in the bottom. The only negative one I have is right here, t to the negative 2. If I want to make it positive, I'd make it t squared. Alright, next, let's look at this problem right here. Let's simplify this. Now in this case, we have bases that are the same. We have bases that are the same. We subtract the exponents. So this is a 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. R to the first power. S, 4 minus 2 is 2. S to the second power. The t's, 6 minus 3. T to the third power. That would be simplified. Let's go to this problem. Pause the video, simplify this one, and see how and come back and see how you did. Here are the w's. I have 3 minus 2, so I get w to the first power. I'll just write it as w. Next I have 4, and then I have a power of 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. X to the third power. The y's, 3 minus 2 is 1. That would be the simplified form. Okay, here are the next two. Go ahead and pause the video and try and do these. Okay, on these we have our lead coefficients right here. I would treat them the same. I have 27 divided by 3, which is 9. My x's, 3 minus 2 is 1. X, or x to the first power. The y's, 4 minus 2 is 2. Y to the second power. On the second one, if you look here, 4/8 is the same as saying 1/2. Now, 6 minus 6 is 0. And remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so these cancel out. I got y's, 4 minus 3 is 1, so I have 1y. We can write it as 1/2 y. We could even write it as y over 2. All of those are equivalent, meaning that they are equal. Alright, now we've got some to try and multiply together. So pause the video and come back and see how you did. 2 to the third power. 2 to the third power is the same as 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. I have 8. A power to a power you multiply. X to the 9th. Y, this is a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I need to do these parentheses. Well, this says negative 2 to the second power. Negative 2 to the second power is negative 2 times negative 2. This is 4. 1 times 2 is x to the second power. 3 times 2 is 6. Now multiply from here. I've got 8 times 4 is 32. The x's, 9 and 2 is 11. The y's, y to the 9th power. That is your answer.